The opinions and comments expressed in this podcast are solely those of the students and do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of sjspr.radio or St. John's School.
You are tuning in to sjspr.radio. This is Senior Talk, the show where we pick seniors' brains about school life and real life. I am your host, Adelaida Siaca-Ortiz, and joining me in this episode is my sister, Angelina Siaca-Ortiz.
Hello, I'm really excited to be here with you, Adelaida.
Well, I think we know what we want to start here, start talking about. We are identical twins.
Are we? I mean, a lot of people don't think we are.
We are.
What does that mean?
We are genetically, we came from the same fertilized egg that divided into two different cells.
A lot of people don't think that we are because we don't look the same or identical, but it just means that we have the same DNA.
Yes, but there's something called epigenetics, and also there's something called mutations. So basically, a little science lesson here. I read on the web, supposedly, right, that how you look constitutes a really small percent of your DNA, right? So when the fertilized egg, right, the zygote, is dividing and replicating, when your DNA is replicating, there are slight mutations in the DNA. And it so happens that for us, that slight mutation, that slight change was our appearance.
Yeah, and you can see that clearly in Adelaida as she, really deviated with her mutations.
Well, I like my mutations and I'm proud of them. But yeah, don't be fooled by the height difference, by just the overall difference in personality. We are identical twins. We have really similar DNA. Oh, and recently, we also tested our blood type at Miss Latimer's class.
Oh, yeah, we did. So I did it first, and I got that I was A positive. And then to confirm, this was like the big way to confirm that we were actually twins. So we also tested Adelaida's blood type. And I was kind of worried for a second. It was really getting to me, the comments about us not being identical twins, even though everyone has told me. But I'm so glad you're my identical twin.
When I was little, I used to think that I was switched at birth. I was always scared of that.
Oh, with me?
No, with another person.
That's really random. I thought we were switched at birth, and then I was actually Adelaida. That was a big worry of me.
Yeah, you don't look like an Adelaida.
You don't look like Angelina at all. I'm sorry. I prefer my name.
Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Interdisciplinary interest. What interests you, Angelina?
What interests me? I think everything interests me. And honestly, a lot of things. I've been doing a lot of really cool things recently. I love biology, and this year I'm taking an anatomy course, which is what we talked about earlier with Miss Latimer and the blood typing. So all of that has really been on my mind recently. We did a heart dissection, which is super cool. I wanted to try it out on Adelaida, but she didn't let me dissect her heart, so we had to use a sheep instead. It's okay though.
Yeah, I can't dissect a heart. I like biology. I like science. Well, if it's about, I like a lot of stuff. That's the problem. If you talk about science, I like paleoanthropology, as you know, which
Lucy?
is
You like
no.
Lucy?
My favorite human species is not Lucy. Wait, first of all, when you read the textbook, for example, I was reading a textbook at my AP African American Studies class. They say that Lucy is the first ancestor, right, that we have as humans. That show traits of modern humans, but that is completely false. Actually, we have earlier human ancestors there are two genuses, Sahelanthropus and Paranthropus. And my favorite human species came before Lucy and is called Paranthropus boise, which, fun fact, had the largest jaw size of any ancient human and ate like a cow.
So,
a human cow.
Are you saying that you're an example of ancient humans?
we are all examples of ancient humans. We all have ancient human DNA that has allowed us to colonize the earth. For example, a lot of us have European ancestry. Well, that probably means Neanderthal DNA. If you have ancestry from Africa, then you're probably a mix of different types of ancient humans.
And do you have a favorite class this year or a subject that's really been interesting you in
I like
school?
everything.
But a specific one, like more recent one.
Bueno, obviously, I love Spanish literature. It's my passion. And English. I think the Latina class that we're taking is really nice.
Yes, we actually, Adelaida, now that we're talking about Latina,
Oh.
I love that class. It's been really fun. And we recently did a short story. So do you want to talk about your short story?
Sure. Okay, so mine is a stream of consciousness short story influenced by Isabel Allende's books on her experience in Chile. And it's kind of like but also a lot of inspiration from Emily Dickinson, right? In the idea of descending to madness of the inner self versus like the outer self, and about also identity and yeah. What about yours, Angelina?
Oh, mine is kind of weird. I did it like a second person, like my short stories in second person, and you're a palm tree. So, and it's based on Argentina and Las Madres de Plaza Mayo. So I don't know if you know the story, but it's basically about like the dictatorship and the government and the disappearances of like los desaparecidos. So it's kind of recounting. It's a retelling of that. It's obviously like not. It's kind of it's fiction, but it's based on true facts. And it's from the perspective of a palm tree.
I know where you got your inspiration from a little book that we read at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, what was it called?
Talk to me about el tú. What does the tú mean? Like the you. How is it significant?
El tú. Bueno, I decided to do it in second person because I feel like the topic about Las Madres de Plaza Mayo isn't talked about enough, and specifically in literature, there aren't really that many books or available text to read and inform yourself about it. So I wanted to create a story that kind of involved the reader and to become more curious about the topic and to put them like in the place of the mothers and in the place of the events. And also to make them, want to know more about what happened, about the history of Argentina.
Interesting. Would you say that Carlos Fuentes inspired you on the way that you wrote? Your aura
Honestly,
inspired you?
I didn't think about it, but when I read Aura, I loved that it was in second person. So maybe subconsciously it did.
and how's the atmosphere of the book? Is it lugubre? Is it melancholic?
Yeah, it's very melancholic and it's quite sad. It doesn't really have a happy ending. It's that's kind of the whole point of it because there was never really a resolution in real life. So that's why it kind of keeps that sad, dark, gloomy atmosphere.
Is it more? Is it? I thought that you were also gonna draw something for it.
Oh
you?
yeah. So actually, I was gonna do an illustration by teaming up with Tatiana Rivera. I'm shouting her out.
And then you do it.
Yeah, we worked on it. We didn't finish it, but we'll finish it soon. If I had it, I would show it here.
And tell me what literary devices you use to build that melancholic atmosphere.
For me, my favorites to use are definitely like metaphors and imagery. I love describing the scene, because it can really put the reader into the story, and it really like ¿cómo se dice? Te involucra, like te.
Sí, yeah, it draws
Sí,
you
te
in.
mete adentro and it's like you're transported into the world of the story, and I really like that.
And what does the light mean?
The light, like the. What do you mean the light?
The light. If there's any light, what does the
Oh
light
well,
mean?
actually, I feel like the sun. I have a lot of imagery of the sun and the sun like kind of leaving the palm tree and then it not having enough like nutrients and food. It's you have to read it. I'm not gonna spoil it. You're gonna have to read it.
Well, that sounds interesting. Okay,
Do you want to tell me about imagery used in your story?
It's all really stream of consciousness, deliriousness. It's all over the place. I can't exactly pinpoint the imagery that I used. Bueno, a lot of hiperbatons. I don't know how to say that in English. I am a typical, what's his name? I guess Garcilaso.
You're
Well,
Garcilaso.
I'm Garcilaso de la Vega. I'm Garcilaso. Bueno, I always aspire to be to be Sor Juana.
That's a big claim, though.
but
Saying
that
that you're Garcilaso. That's,
Well, no, I'm not as good as Garcilaso, but
I think you are. I think you can be.
I strive to be as good as Sor Juana.
You're a modern.
But that's a story for another day. Okay, shared extracurriculars.
Okay, talk to me. What do you do after school, Adelaida?
I don't know. We have science bowl together. Tell me about that.
I think you can talk. No, dime.
It's fun. Science bowl is really fun. I've been in science bowl since 7th grade, and it's just fun because you learn and you have fun. And you joined in 8th grade.
Yeah, it's also fun because I get to be Adelaida. It's so fun.
Well, no, we usually are in the same team.
Yeah, but I still compete with you, even if you don't know it.
Um,
No, I don't know if you know how science bowl works, but you have like a buzzer, and then there's like questions that are being asked, and then the first person to press the buzzer will answer, and then you get it correct and you get points. And usually on the board you see who answered the question correct. So sometimes we get a bit competitive, and it gets a bit intense and extreme. You can ask Miss Latimer, but I don't know if she wants to remember all those intense moments we've had.
a bit is an understatement. But it's really fun. I think, and also just team competitions, in my opinion, are much more funner than doing
Funner is
stuff.
not a- Actually, I think they
Are
added
funner
funner
than-
to the dictionary.
No. It's funner than doing it by yourself. Because I've done STEM competitions by myself, and honestly, it's not that fun. Even Model UN is fun when you have two people.
I really enjoy doing different things after school with you. Like for science bowl, you inspired me to join the club, and I love it so much. I love it, like learning more about science with other people, and I love competing with you. And also, yeah, for science bowl, you mentioned science bowl. You mentioned Model UN. Model UN, I joined also because of you, and we've done some competitions together that have been very fun. Do you remember la de Samuel Paris?
Yes.
That's the
course.
best one, in
Of
my
course.
opinion.
If you are in a Salem Witch Trials committee, you have to read Leviticus. It's a really insightful part of the Bible that will teach you a lot about witchcraft and social conventions. It's a really helpful research tool if you are a priest that likes to kill witches.
Are you a priest that
No.
likes to kill witches?
No, actually, I was also an archbishop for the Chicago competition, and actually I was actually one of the good delegations, right? I was actually trying to help the people. So I built a Trojan dove with my secret army of German nuns, so I could conquer areas of Bolivia and take them away from the hands of the grubby politicians.
Very sensible plan. I agree.
Of course.
Yeah.
World domination.
Yep.
And we also have Dungeons and Dragons, which we started at the same
yeah.
time.
Dungeons and Dragons, we started in 7th grade because our dad, he's kind of a nerd and he loves doing a lot of those type of board games. So he introduced a game to us. And I tried to act like I didn't like it, but I did. So he kind of pushed us to join the club, and we've been in it since 7th grade together. And we have a lot of stories from that club and a lot of adventures. Adelaida, do you remember any?
Yes,
Or
I
the other
remember
one.
when she said that I was incapacitated, that my character needed medicine, and that I couldn't act by myself. And she passed off as my mom so we could slip by the little jail.
So that story is not quite correct. I said that you were crazy because you were acting because you got yourself into trouble and you were gonna get, I think, arrested or detained or something. So I made up a whole lie about you forgetting your medication, I think, and then we had to get you out of trouble. And I remember you got really mad at me. Are you still mad?
I am so mad. My character is actually pretty smart and not crazy at all. I would say that your character is crazier.
What examples? What proof do you have of that?
I don't know. I guess I'm pretty crazy. I dove off a cliff and killed my pet bunny, and but we both dove into that little bottomless pit with intergalactic matter, whatever.
For time traveling?
I don't know. Yeah. Oh. I always tried to time travel. There was this guy named Arthur who was like controlled, like who opened time portals, and for years I always tried to enter through his time portals, and like, yeah. Yeah. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, I can elaborate in general of things that we did. I remember one of my favorite tactics playing D&D was that whenever anyone was in trouble, I had a lot of charisma as a character. So one of my strategies was that whenever I needed more information or I needed someone to get out of the way to get in somewhere, I would say like that that their family member got sick or their mom. I would go onto my knees and start crying and bawling my eyes out and be like, "Oh no, this thing happened. A tragedy has happened. You must go this way." And then because my deception was so high, it was like +7. So if I roll a dice, usually I would get my way, and these people would just go and run wherever I would point. So that caused a lot of trouble during the campaign.
Yes. I did interesting stuff. I was supposed to be lawful good, which means that I'm supposed to be goody two shoes and go by the law. But for example, I turned into a bugbear, which is like this animal, like this monster thing. I cast an illusion spell because I was a wizard, right, named Membering Tilner, to look like that monster. And I rescued an old lady who had a shop. So I cast. I wanted.
There's no
remuneration.
Excuses. There are no excuses for that old lady.
I wanted recompense or whatever.
She did nothing wrong.
And I asked her for money and she didn't. So I cast a blindness/deafness spell, and I also lifted her off the ground with my little magic. So she gave me, because I wanted the money. You know, I was kind of broke.
No. I was chaotic evil. And I never did something so evil. She blinded and deafened an old lady for not giving her money.
1 minute.
For 1 minute. It's okay. That's not very lawful of you.
I don't care. I also do you remember the gnome?
Which gnome?
The underground gnome in the underground cave system.
What about the gnome?
We did some pretty horrible things to him that I will not speak of.
Oh wait, actually
here. No,
I don't think that's something.
I will not speak about the gnome
or the golden necklace or the bucket.
Oh no, we will not speak about the bucket. I can tell you that we followed a really important religion. We followed the extreme teen god religion, which is sacred and close to our hearts. Basically, the extreme teen god is this this super rad black leather coat teen,
like jacket on a skateboard with like the cool sunglasses.
Jet powered skateboard, slick backed Elvis Presley hair, which flows in, and I always pray to the extreme teen god to give me insight.
Do you think that he's helped you become an academic weapon?
I'm not an academic weapon.
I think you are.
Well, no. My character is pretty smart, I would say.
No. You are pretty smart, Adelaida.
My character is okay.
I think the character is based on you.
Of course it is. About my character, she was pretty weak. You know what I was thinking of? You remember that time where
she was.
Eugene made this conga line. We made a conga line of goblins.
Was it in the forest fire?
In the forest. But before he burned down the whole forest, he tried to riz up he had L Riz, by the way, but he had really low charisma, but he tried to riz up a goblin so we could pass through. But the rizzing was unsuccessful, so he did a conga line of goblins, and then we danced around, and then I think he killed them with his maul, which is like a sword.
Yeah, we have a lot of stories like that during the Dungeons and Dragons. We've had a really nice time in that club, and we're still doing it this year. So if anyone's interested, This club is open, so
Join. Angelina,
I'm the president right now, so
join.
I have all decisions. So if you step into the room, you're automatically accepted.
Literally. Okay, next topic. Angelina.
Mm-hmm.
College. What do you think about college?
I think college is a thing a lot of people go to, and a lot of people are applying to colleges right now. I haven't applied to college yet, and ED is like November 1st.
Yep.
And it's October 29th. So I have a few days to finish that up. And I want to get my Natalie Leron sticker. What does it say? That you applied? I applied. I love the stickers so much. Have you seen them?
Of course I have. I also want to get it. But I also have it.
You already have
yet.
one, right?
No, I haven't applied yet.
Oh, wait. Did anyone apply today?
I have no idea, Angelina. Ask somebody.
Ask somebody.
Trips.
Oh, we've traveled to see colleges.
A lot of 13 colleges in a week or less. I don't know how long
it was. Like 6-7 days. We went to Philadelphia, Boston. We go to Boston.
Boston. We went everywhere.
Yeah,
we went everywhere.
Yep. And then I remember you guys brought like suitcases, but I just went with a backpack because I did not want to be carrying around a suitcase for a week.
Yeah, it was interesting. Did you have fun?
I would say so. It was just us like 3 sisters, Adelaida and I, and our older sister, Sira. We had a really nice time. Yeah, we went to see a lot of colleges. And what else do you remember? We ate the pizza in
Oh yeah.
in for New
New
Haven.
Haven. So they said New Haven pizza is the best pizza.
Is anyone from New Haven?
Well, if you're from New Haven, I apologize, but that's my opinion.
I mean, at least the pizza's good.
The pizza, okay, Puerto Rican pizza is better. La pizza de Santurcina is mil veces mejor.
Okay, I don't think. Okay, Adelaida. Tienes que think about what you're saying. The New Haven pizzas was actually very. I have a picture of you devouring the pizza.
Bueno, because I was hungry. Because I was hungry and we hadn't eaten.
No, Adelaida, you thoroughly enjoyed the pizza. You ate a lot, okay? And I also ate a lot. I ate like
I ate just 3
5
pizzas.
slices. It was very good.
Good enough.
No, it was very good. I would give it like 9 out of 10.
You know what was
10,
bad?
8.5.
The baked Alaska. They didn't burn it well.
Oh, that was in another restaurant though.
In
that was
Rhode
bad.
Island. They did not burn. You know, they burned the baked Alaska. They did not.
I don't even know what that
well.
is. I just remember it wasn't good.
Spain.
Oh yeah, well we went to Spain this summer. What do you have? Do you have any stories about Spain, Adelaida?
Eating is the best part of Spain.
You ate?
They have the best food. I mean, obviamente la comida puertorriqueña es la otra cosa, pero I mean, there are different types of styles of eating, but the food and everything is just slower there, which is nice, and it's not as fast paced as here.
Adelaida,
What?
would you study in Spain? Like a study abroad or somewhere in Europe?
I'm studying abroad in Italy because I haven't been there and because I speak the language. And
Would you live in the Vatican?
No, I would live in Florence, or no,
In Florence?
or Sardinia in Cagliari because that's where we're from. I mean, that's where our family's from, in part. Cagliari.
No sabía eso.
Yeah, I told you that our family is from Sardinia.
Sardines?
I prefer to say it in Italian. Okay. What experience? Memorable experiences.
Remember? Well, I think
Anything.
Anything? I remember when we started in St. John's in kinder. Do you remember? Do you have any memories?
Yes. I did not want to speak English. I barely knew how to speak English. It was difficult for me to count from 1 to 10. I could only say 1, 2, and then the 3 was really difficult to pronounce. And then I thought, I'm just gonna speak Spanish, right? And then my teacher could only speak English, and then I was kind of like frustrated because like I wanted to speak Spanish and I didn't understand any English. And then we had an after school, and I said, maybe I have a teacher who speaks Spanish with, but she also only spoke English. So I refused to speak English for a long, long time. What about you, Angelina?
I remember we started off in different classes and then we moved together. But I remember when I wasn't with you, I remember all I knew how to say was, I think, dog, mom, dad, and like a few numbers. And I thought I knew so much. I remember being so proud of that. And then I got here. I don't even know how I learned a whole new language so fast.
Not to mention about the first assignment. They forced me to write the whole alphabet, and I didn't. And then write a word in English for each letter of the alphabet. How are you expecting me to do that when I don't even know English?
Do you have a specific class or teacher or like a memory that you remember from elementary that sticks out to you?
I don't know. I have Miss Juan. She was the best teacher ever. She was the best teacher ever. She supported my love for reading. I remember a lot of teachers. I loved reading. Oh no, I still love reading. And a lot of teachers. I don't think I would be as voracious as a reader I am now if it weren't for that encouragement, right? That teachers gave me, because when I was little, they used to call me weird and stuff because I like to read. And I remember Miss Heiser, for example. I was in second grade and I was reading a book by the hall. I don't know what I was reading, but she smiled at me, me estaba como encouraging, como que para seguir con la lectura. And bueno, I miss Juan, obviously. Do you remember anything of Miss Juan, Angelina?
Yeah, I remember I had her in kinder and in first grade. And I remember her being a really nice teacher. And I remember, I think it was in first grade that she was leaving. So she made these little, cardboards with our pictures on it and like little notes individually to each student. That was such a beautiful thing that she did. I had it. I don't know where it is, but I had it. You had yours too? I remember.
Yeah. I also I love Miss Juan.
Me too.
But I also remember the time that I got in trouble.
Joe, we got in trouble in kinder. That was so bad.
I was in the back.
Wait, Adelaida, first. Let's explain something. There used to be a system. I don't know if they still use it with the cards.
They still use it.
With the cards in elementary. That they have like the green, yellow, and red depending on how you behave. And purple. Purple's like you behaved like the best that you could. Green is like after. Yellow's kind of you did something wrong, and then red is you did something bad you were not supposed to do, right? So I remember, like you were saying, was that we used to have also the positions in line. So I think, what was I? Was a door holder?
Yes.
And then you were caboose. So you were last in line.
Actually, I was caboose, and a certain person, you know who you are. You know who you are.
We can say who it is. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care, but
it was Andres. Andres made me get my only red card in elementary, and I will always remember that.
He knows what he did. And I stayed in the back, and I sat at the back, and then we went to pee, and then we had no idea how to get back to class, so we were running.
Adelaida, no. Did you explain que Andres, he was walking super slowly?
Yeah, so he did.
And then Adelaida was like, but I'm caboose, I have to be last in the line. And I was like, no, you don't. And then she was super like rigid, and she did not want to get out because she was very set on being caboose. That was her role. So, and my mom was always like, you guys have to stick together. You're two peas in a pod. You must stay together. So even though I did not, I reluctantly had to stay with Adelaida back of the line and wait for Andres to move. And he was not walking fast enough. So we got separated from the other group. And I remember I was like, guys, don't worry. I know where the lunch is. I'll get you over there. And then I got them to the crossing area. And as the door was opening, the El Guardia, they saw us, the guard, and they were so confused to see these little kindergarteners, like 5-year-olds, just walking on their own.
We were not walking, we were running all around.
Yeah, we were running. It was kind of fun.
But when we got back, I was so sad. I was so disappointed. And then the teacher told me if I wanted to drink water or take a nap. And I was like, no, I don't want to drink water. I don't want to take a nap. And I was kind of sad. And then you went to take a nap, but I didn't want to take a nap.
I faked. I never took naps in elementary.
So yeah, we had
but didn't we? I remember that we were not able to do PE. They told us that we could not do PE, which is the worst news. PE was literally the best class. You get to run around and play games. So we were not allowed to play PE. We had to sit in the classroom, and we also had to eat there, right?
Yes. And then I don't know if it was that same day, but I remember that I was constantly standing up while I was eating. So I got like a orange card, and they made me eat with the my banana with the pre-K with pre-K.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Adelaida, how do you feel about that moment? Do you think that changed something in you?
It did. It did. It was a really impactful moment. But I also remember, what was really impactful? So I would pretend to sleep in the little nap things, and then they would play Enya.
And did they also play Enya in kinder?
They would play Enya, and then yes, in kinder, and then I would open my eyes to see if they were there, and then they would stare at me, because then I just pretended that I just closed my eyes for the whole nap session.
I remember I would also not nap during nap.
And
Now I wish we had.
And then they look
done.
at you. Did they look at you? Did they look at you?
Did they look at me?
Like,
no.
It was so awkward.
That's kind of weird. I never had a teacher look at me while I was napping.
No. Okay, when you open your eyes,
No, that means that they're looking at you when you're napping. That's weird.
I got caught. What I'm saying is I got caught.
Oh, what were you?
Because you're supposed to be asleep.
Okay.
But I can't go to sleep with Enya's weird sounds that give me nightmares.
Adela, that's not very nice. Si Miss Heiser te escucha diciendo que Enya has weird sounds.
Well, I know Miss Heiser loves Enya, and I deeply respect that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like Enya because of childhood and of
you don't like Enya? ¿Estás en serio?
I'm not fascinated by her music because
you're not fascinated by her, so you don't like it.
No, I don't like Enya much because of the kindergarten naps.
I don't agree with that opinion. I think that you're in the wrong. You should give her another try. Give her another chance.
Yeah, sure, I will.
You know what else is to give a chance to, Adelaida? The Last of the Mohicans movie soundtrack.
And your favorite song?
Oh, Monroe's Office Stockade.
And the other one?
Oh, Canoe's Massacre.
No, I'm not.
No?
Well, no, that's not my favorite soundtrack.
Implementary.
I like Last of the Mohicans. I saw that movie.
I really like that movie.
But my favorite soundtracks are
Funny Girl.
No. I mean, Barbara Streisand sounds like the best ever. But if you're talking about instrumental soundtracks, The Summer in Time. Okay, John Barry is amazing. John Barry, he has not only done James Bond. He did a really famous movie which I forgot right now. But John Barry is really famous and really good soundtrack composer. Out of Africa, Summer in Time, Dances with Wolves. Until September, which is a really good movie from the 80s. And The Scarlet Letter.
I wish I knew what you were like the movies you were referring to, but since you're always watching movies without me and you never invite me, I never know what you're talking about with movies and soundtracks. It's kind of disappointing.
I told you that I wanted to watch Sound of Summer in Time, but you don't want to watch it.
No, you watched, ¿cómo se llama la que tuviste sin mí? Gone with the Wind. You watched Gone with the Wind?
No, I haven't. I can't watch Gone with the Wind.
Why?
Well, it's kind of controversial. I don't know.
No, I know it's controversial, but the costumes are... I love the costumes of that movie.
I have mixed feelings about Gone with the Wind, and I don't know if I can bear watching it for 3 hours. I know it's a classic.
Can you bear watching it 3 hours with me?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure.
What do you mean?
Well, why don't you watch an Alfred Hitchcock movie with me?
Haven't you seen all of them?
No, I've only watched those with Julie Andrews, Cary Grant, Grace Kelly, and Ingrid Bergman.
Solamente.
But no, I'm missing so much. I don't know if I want to watch The Birds yet.
And you're also missing 4 Barber movies, right? Because they're the bad ones.
Yes, For Pete's Sake, Up the Sandbox. Oh, and there's All Night Long, and there's another one. Up the Sandbox is like this weird this stay-at-home mom having fantasies and delusional dreams, and it's really weird. I don't want to watch it.
That sounds really interesting.
No, because it's not good ratings. I don't want to watch it. And For Pete's Sake, which I'm not gonna watch.
Sometimes you have to make your own opinion and not base it off of other people's.
I know. I read that Rotten Tomatoes is actually. Do you think
Rotten Tomatoes is an accurate source of media and
No, it's not. I watched.
You should work on your media literacy.
That's literally what I do, Angelina. I do media.
And if you do that, then why are you relying on Rotten Tomatoes to make an opinion for you on a movie?
Because I want to watch a good movie.
Then you should watch it with me. I will make any movie a good movie.
Yeah,
you enjoyed watching. ¿Cuál fue la película que vimos juntas? De miedo.
Twilight Zone.
No,
Twilight.
The Shining.
The Shining.
The Shining. Yes. You don't like horror movies.
Huh?
The 80s.
The
Yes.
80s one.
The Shining. Yes.
Okay, horror movies are so funny.
I don't like them
so
at all.
I do some commentary.
But there's one that we both like.
What?
The Manor.
The Manor. So that one's such a good movie.
Old people.
It's old people in a home, and this like lady gets brought in, and then she's like thinks she's going crazy because she's seeing all these things, but there's actually a big mystery. We're not gonna ruin the movie for people watching, but we highly recommend The Manor.
It's amazing. It's like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a good
Holiday.
Halloween movie. It's a good Halloween movie, but don't check Rotten Tomatoes
Yes, don't
or
check
anywhere else that has a
Don't
rating
check-
site.
Don't check Rotten Tomatoes.
I will be your rating site. Trust me.
Yeah, so thank you.
Is it all?
Well, that's about it for now.
I think she started speaking with me, so I think we'll have to end it here.
Well, that's for now. But before we go, I want to thank my sister and fellow senior for this episode, Angelina.
I had a really nice time with you, Adelaida. I'm glad that we were able to do this together.
If you're a senior and haven't signed up yet, contact my teacher, Siaca-Ortiz, at sixo.ortiz@sjspr.org. For sjspr.radio and Senior Talk, this is Adelaida Siaca-Ortiz. Until next time, thank you. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Have a nice life.